Hey guys, Shannon here with another tip of the week for personal training. Those of you working out at home, I just want to talk to you about good form from some of the common exercises that you might be doing. Honestly, if your form isn't good when you're doing these exercises, there's really no point in doing them. So the main thing you want to remember is as you're doing the exercises, if you do feel that your form is starting to slip, then you need to stop. You've done enough. You're reaching muscle fatigue and you're just not able to hold that form anymore. But it's really, you have to kind of keep your mind on the muscle. So whatever muscle group you're working, I know it's very easy to let your mind wander and think about things that you need to be doing and things that need to get done and the kids and this and that. I do it all the time, but you need to really try to concentrate and focus on that muscle group that you're working. Think about what form you need to hold, make sure that you maintain that form, and really concentrate on making sure that that muscle group that you're focusing on is the one that's doing the work. A lot of times it's too easy to let another muscle group take over just because the one muscle you're targeting is getting fatigued. But when that starts to happen, then you've done enough. You don't need to continue those reps. Take a break, move on to something else, work a different muscle group. So the first one we're going to talk about today are squats. And I'm just going to talk to you very briefly about how to do a correct squat and make sure that you are holding that squat correctly. So I'm going to back up here a little bit so that you can see me. But the main thing you want to remember about a squat, and I'll show you from the side, is that you want your feet to be at least shoulder width apart, maybe even a little bit wider. And when you come down into that squat, you want to think about sitting the butt back like you're sitting onto a chair. Maybe you're even thinking about that you're squatting over a public toilet seat and you don't want to sit all the way down, but you do want to make that squat position so the butt pushes back. You want to make sure the knees do not go over the toes, so it should not look like this. I shouldn't be coming straight down and pushing those knees forward. You want to be pushing it back and sit back into that squat. The other thing that you want to think about when you're coming up from the squat is that you want to kind of push up through the heels a little bit. Your toes should be able to wiggle a little. And as you push up, you want to make sure that you tilt that pelvis and that you push the hips forward and squeeze the glutes. And you kind of do that all in one move. So even though it sounds like a lot, you're just going to squat back, come up, and really drive those hips forward, squeeze the glutes. And that way, that's the area that you're focusing on. You're going to be working those glutes. You're going to get your hamstrings, your quads a little bit, but you really want to make sure that you're squeezing through the glute, sit back, and squeeze when you come up. Okay, you can even hold that squeeze for just a second before you go back down. Hold and hold. So those are the two main things. You want to make sure the knees don't go over the toes, and you want to make sure that as you sit back, kind of push up through the heel when you go to stand back up, and push those hips forward, squeeze the glutes. That kind of movement is going to really help work and target that muscle group. So today we just focused on squats. Next week we'll talk a little bit about lunges. Each week we'll kind of talk about correct form for some different common exercises that you might be doing at home. So that was the main thing for today, and I hope this finds you all doing well. Have a great week, and we will see you next time.